Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies. We're sisters who discuss all things related to work, family, and personal growth.
We draw inspiration from everywhere, especially from you, our listeners, to keep moving forward with joy and laughter in the big adventure that is life.
1 week at a time.
I'm Azizi Williams. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a mom of 2, soon to be an empty nester, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. I'm here with my sister, Malika Amandi.
That's me. I'm a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a newish mom, and I work in higher ed. In this episode, we share an easymaker tip for overcoming an obstacle, and then we share about a series that is pleasing us both.
But first, so Malika, I can't stop thinking about shemaples.
Oh, shemaples, the word that I made up?
The word that you made up to describe when communication breakdowns just happen sort of
Yes.
inexplicably and impact your life.
Yes. Well, what's going on?
I see it everywhere now.
Yeah, it is everywhere.
I don't think there are more shemaples in my life than usual. It's just now that I have a name for it, I'm like, oh, that's shemaples.
Yeah.
Last week, I was at work. We're dealing with a vendor that we're working with, and there's a lot of decisions that we have to decide on based on many different elements of this project. And there's just lots of emails, lots of people weighing in. And we made a decision that they then said wasn't an option. It was like just a whole jumble of communication.
Mm.
And when I kind of tried to sort it out with my coworker, I said, oh, you should know there's a word for this. In my family, we call it shemaples. And she said, what's shemaples? And I described it and she laughed. And she said, oh, it's like, that's what it is. It's shemaples. So thank you for
That's
sharing that with
funny.
me.
I'm so glad you're spreading it around. That's just
It's now
wonderful.
our family lore. So everyone will hear more about shemaples because they just happen. And,
It just happened.
especially at work, they just
But it's
happen.
satisfying to have a word for it, right? It's like a category now.
It is so satisfying.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like, "Oh, I can let this go now,"
Yeah,
Like, I don't have
exactly.
to try to get to the bottom of like, that's not helping. Just shemaples, I don't for some reason, I think of them as, like, leprechauns, like, that cause mischief, and they just enter in and scramble emails and
Yes,
cross wires. Oh, shemaples, they're so cute. They get in the
yes.
way sometimes. They mean well.
That's funny. Our first segment is Easymaker, where we recommend something that's making our lives easier.
So before we jump in, I went to a yoga class this week, Malika.
You did. You did it. You did it. Tell me more.
I did it, and not only did I go to 1, I went to 2, and I have another one
Oh my goodness.
tomorrow. I know.
You're on fire.
It's a lot of yoga in 1 week. I went from 0 to 100 really fast. So our listeners will know when we were discussing our halfway day check-in, our 25 for 25, I have yoga class on my list and I really want to go in person. It's just something that I want to try. I've heard you talk about it. You had your yogi year and it was something that I feel like I could benefit from, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it and was kind of frustrated. So I was having a conversation with a friend, and this friend had given me a 2-week trial to this yoga place, which made me even more frustrated that I had it for like 2 months and hadn't used it. And anyway, I was talking with this friend about something completely unrelated. And as we were getting off the phone, I said, maybe I'll see you at yoga class sometime. Like, thank you for that gift
Mm.
certificate. And I was like, I can't seem to bring myself to go. And I just sort of awkwardly blurted out that last part. Like, I really want to go, but I can't seem to get there. And she responded with, oh, that's funny. I'm going on Tuesday. I'm taking this beginner class. Do you want to come? I can sign us both up. And then she said, it's mostly laying down. And I was like, yes, I almost like shed a tear. It was the perfect thing to say to me. in that moment where I genuinely was just exasperated and upset with myself. And I said to her, like, I don't know why I can't make this happen.
Yeah.
And then she responded with this specific generous offer and took initiative to help and signed us up. And I was like, okay, what do I wear? That's where my mind always goes. What am I
What am I
wearing?
wearing?
So I can visualize it. She told me where to park and I showed up. She was there. She introduced me to the owner who was teaching the class. And then I was on my way.
Wow. So she made it very easy for you to say yes.
She made it so easy for me to say yes, and I really wanted to, so she
Yeah.
removed the exact barriers that I needed to be removed by offering to basically hold my hand.
Yeah.
Has anything happened like that for you, Malika?
Yes. I mean, people have been offering to help our family because we have a newborn right now and we're in this big transition period with our
Yeah.
toddler. And I've talked about this before that a lot of people said, "Oh, let us know if you need any help." But
Right,
that's can be kind of vague.
right.
And I appreciate people saying that, but sometimes it's hard to know exactly how people can help or if, even if you think of something to like go through the asking them also feels vulnerable to follow up on what they said.
Yeah.
And so there've been a couple parents who have said something along the lines of like, "Oh, we'd love to have Indigo for a play date," or something like that.
Mm.
And great, like, that's more specific, but
Mhm.
also, when will this play date happen?
Mm.
Pick him
Mhm.
up? Are we gonna drop him off? Is it really, like, a kinda situation where we can leave him there with you for 2
Yes.
hours or
Right, do you need me to stay? Yes. I understand.
and so, there's one parent who reached out, and this was, like, right after Quincy was born, so we were still in the hospital, and was like, "I'm going to the library at this time tomorrow. Do you want me to pick up Indigo for him to come with us?"
Yeah.
And it was just like, yes. Like, it was so easy. He already had a plan for his child who he was spending the day with, like, and he offered to include Indigo in that. And it was
Yes.
very clear that it was gonna be he would pick up Indigo and bring him home and, like, "I'll take your kid off your hands for 2 hours. Are
Yeah.
you interested?"
Yeah.
And we weren't even home. So I was like, "Yes, let me give you my sister's phone number." And I connected the 2 of you, but I think the following weekend, the same parent made a similar offer. It was like a different thing they were doing, but again, it just made it so easy to say yes to, and
Yeah.
it took all of the work out of figuring things out on our end or the vulnerability of asking for something that seems like a big ask. It truly was just, as you said, generous and specific.
It's the specific logistic handling,
Yeah,
moments, right, or help that makes all the difference and just takes a load off when someone else does that labor, and then they're serious.
yeah,
They're not just doing something to be nice, and maybe people who say it genuinely mean it, but just taking that extra step and being specific
yeah,
goes so far.
yeah. I agree. I agree.
It makes me think about how I could be that for
Yeah,
more people.
yeah.
What can I offer that's specific? And it also makes me think about how I shared that vulnerable thing.
Mhm.
And if I hadn't shared that, she would not have known that she could help me in that way.
That's
Right.
true.
So that's also a note for being vulnerable and sharing with people what you need specifically
Yeah,
or what you're going through. I mean, I don't think I even really knew what I needed, that I was frustrated that I couldn't take this next step. And I said something. And
mhm.
if I hadn't said something, I would have never gotten through that moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Be vulnerable and then offer specific support, I think is our takeaway.
Yes. Well, let us know if somebody has given you a specific and generous offer that made your life easier, or vice versa, if you've done that for somebody else.
Mhm.
We'd love to hear about it. You can always reach us at happierladies@gmail.com. You can also reach us through Instagram at happierladies.
Let's take a break. And when we get back, we'll share something that's pleasing us.
Azizi, how's your dinner game these days?
Well, Malika, I used to struggle with what to cook for dinner.
You're cooking now?
Okay. Actually, my husband used to struggle with what to make for dinner. I mean, meal planning, grocery lists, yuck. But then we found Prep Dish. It's a weekly meal planning service that tells you exactly what to cook. And now they've partnered with Instacart, so your grocery list becomes a ready to go online cart.
Ooh, what's in your cart, Azizi?
All of the Prep Dish ingredients, plus I can add energy drinks, chili crisp, lipstick, whatever, and check out in just a few clicks. Shopping online is so fun. The meals are family friendly, healthy, and super easy to prep. Dinner is easy to make, and now we look forward to new tasty meals.
Prep Dish is offering our listeners 2 weeks free. Just head to prepdish.com/happierladies to sign up. Again, that's prepdish.com/happierladies.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
And we are back. Our next segment is Things That Please Us, where we share about the things that bring us joy. Today, we are talking about the series Solo Traveling with Tracy Ellis Ross.
I'm going to read a blurb about the show, just so everyone knows what we're talking about. So, Tracy Ellis Ross explores solo travel in her new docuseries, Solo Traveling with Tracy Ellis Ross, where she emphasizes self-discovery, safety, and joy rather than adventure. The series showcases her experiences in various locations, highlighting the empowerment and personal growth that comes from traveling alone. And the show is on the Roku channel. So, when I watched the show, I was immediately hooked, like the first 5 minutes. I was so excited about the show and how she was talking about her trips and her philosophy around clothes and travel. And immediately I was excited about it. There are only 3 episodes right now, which is sad, but I watched all 3. I watched them again with my husband, and then I watched them again with my
You
kids.
watched them 3
I
times?
watched them 3 times. And I'm like, I pause at different points. I'm like, did you hear that? And there are some things that happen, like at a certain point, she's in this beautiful like villa in Morocco. And at a certain point, she changes rooms. I completely
Yes.
missed why this happened the first time I watched it. And so then the second time I had to make sure I caught it because it happened so quickly, but it's all fantastic. And I just have so many takeaways. So I thought it deserved its own segment.
Yes. So you told me about the show, and I'm into Tracy Ellis Ross. We've talked about her character, Bo Johnson, on the show Blackish. Is like one of my style icons. And it turns out the line between Bo Johnson and Tracy Ellis Ross, I think, is a very thin line, at least in terms of the style.
It seems very similar what she actually wears. And by the way,
Yeah.
this is Diana Ross's daughter. So she
Yes.
inherited just fabulous style and stage presence. You would expect that from her.
Yes. So you told me you should watch the show. You're going to like it. And I was
I
kind
think
of
I
like,
harassed you, Malika. I was like, have you watched it yet? Have
I
you watched it
know.
yet?
So I did watch it, and you're right. Of course, it's amazing. And this is a genre of show. Travel shows are not new. And
Right.
even solo travel shows like Anthony Bourdain kind of did this
Mm.
in many iterations. There's one on Netflix called Somebody Feed Phil that I watch that's more centered around food. But this is something that I feel like a lot of men have done and some women, but very few Black women, you
And I
know?
don't think many of them have emphasized clothes. Like, she's not
Right,
leading with food, she's leading with fashion. And that is what's different about
right.
the show.
Which is the fashion she's bringing
Right.
from her own house on travel. She goes shopping and she finds things, but the fashion is just her own style that she wants to express
Yeah.
when she's out in the world, which is fabulous.
It's so
So
good.
it's very inspiring.
Yes.
So, Azizi, what was one of your takeaways?
Your clothes are beautiful and deserve to be worn. This
Yes.
validates my 3 changes a day kind of philosophy. Like, Her
Okay.
clothes are like people, it's like she wants to give it's like plants that she wants to nurture by wearing them.
Yes.
And she gets so much joy out of her clothes. It is her sport. It feels so familiar to me. It gives you permission to love fashion and to love your clothes. So that was my first takeaway from it.
Yes, I agree that I think fashion is her sport, and I think for me, it highlights, like, I don't think I have anything in my closet that I feel that way about, you know? She was, like, singing Ave Maria about a pair of shoes, you know?
Yes.
But I did like that her packing philosophy, like, she starts packing 2 weeks before a trip, ideally,
Right. Yes.
and she has, like, these clothing racks that are empty that's just for what she's gonna take on the trip. I really like that idea, just
Yes.
having, like, a designated staging area clothing rack for a trip, and I noticed she packs her own hangers.
Oof.
Like, she was
Yes.
taking stuff out of her suitcase, it was already on a nice hanger, and then she has, like, this very industrial luggage,
It's
like,
like
for
she's part
serious.
of the AV crew,
Yeah,
with labels on that she labels for the trip.
for that trip. Yeah,
It was amazing. It was like her war room, where
yeah,
she could really express herself and get ready.
yeah, and I think on the theme of her clothing, like, just her ethos of really dressing up on vacation, you know, so often when I go on vacation or a trip, I'm really thinking about comfort
Right. Yes.
and, like, utility,
Yes.
but I will give a shout out to my good friend Sabina, who we went to Montreal together. Sabina is very into dressing up. Because of that, on this trip, I would dress up too. Like, we even talked beforehand. She said, like, the theme she was thinking of for her clothing. Like, I'm wearing florals, I'm doing this, and we
Yes.
kinda did that when we went to Italy, like, a stripes theme. I don't usually do that, but because this other person was into it, I got into it, and, like, we would put on makeup before we left the house and
Ooh,
wear dangling
yes.
earrings, and
Yes.
it just felt really special,
Yes.
which is different than, like, putting on a base not that I wear a baseball hat, but, like, just the touristy kind of ethos of, like,
Well, I think you usually
cargo
dress for
shorts.
utility when you
Yeah,
travel. It's usually like
yeah,
efficiency and utility is what you think about when you travel. And, here's my next takeaway. Overpack. Pack for
right.
comfort and pack for fun. No shame. Pack everything that you need to be comfortable. And okay, obviously, we don't always have the luxury of doing this, but most of the time you do. I think, especially for a
Mhm.
vacation, you probably do have the opportunity to check a bag or check two bags, but pack for fun. Don't just pack for the most efficient. The thing has to match five other things. I loved that she was, again, packing for multiple changes and
Yeah,
different feelings. She was packing for vibes
yes.
that she might feel throughout the day and vibes that she anticipated maybe I'll meet someone who I want to hang out with. What am I wearing when that happens? For every situation. I love that.
Yes.
What's another takeaway for you?
So, she's traveling in this luxurious style, and we get to see her in first class. I mean, in a first class international flight, oh my goodness, like, I actually hadn't seen this seating arrangement where you have your own curtain and,
Mhm.
like, this little pod, and she had a little face ionizer, moisturizer thing. I feel like we get to go with her on that. I mean, hashtag goals of, like, one day I will take a first class international flight and love it. Like,
I
that is
know.
on my life list.
Here's the thing, Malika, I'm never gonna travel that way, and it's okay. It's not gonna happen, but that's okay because there are all these channels, and I have watched a few channels of just people flying first class just to see what it's like,
That's funny.
and it's almost like you're there. It's almost like you're there.
Almost.
I will watch that all day long, and it brings me enjoyment to watch it. I'm probably not gonna travel the way Tracy Ellis
Let's say
Ross
one trip
travels.
we can do. If
I
I
don't
can do it, then
know.
maybe I can bring you with me.
Well,
Maybe it's
okay.
for happier ladies.
For happier ladies. For happier ladies, I will do it, and I'll put it on my list, but I'm just being realistic here. And watching her do it is still a lot of fun. I agree. agree.
Yes. What's another takeaway, Azizi, that you had?
I really appreciated how she engaged the people who were taking care of her
Yeah.
along the way. I can imagine this is easy to do when you're alone. So she would strike up a conversation with her driver. She really engaged the, concierge at her resort, the people making the food. She was just very friendly and open and pulled them into her experience in a really, I thought it was a respectful, kind way. And
Hmm.
that was inspiring to think about how to engage the people who live, they're locals, and
Right.
so they can also help you out and give you good information. So you should pay attention and take care of those people too.
Yes. She always asks people's names.
She does.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she's clearly an extrovert, right?
Right.
When she's out, and
Right.
she likes people to look at her, and these are not barriers that she has, but it felt like she really wanted an authentic relationship. And then in the show, she thanked all the people out loud when she was reflecting
Yeah.
on her trip. The people who she engaged with were part of what made the trip a memorable one for her.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I've really thought about or done before on travel.
Yeah.
What's another takeaway for you?
A couple things. I like the theme of, I mean, it's about solo travel and it doesn't, she is doing it in this luxurious way. And, there's a crew with her, some kind of crew. But I feel like the show does capture some of the things that happen when you're alone and like the hardness
Hmm.
that can come up. She has mishaps, like it rains for a lot of one trip or she
Yeah.
gets food poisoning. Like
Ugh.
they don't cut away from those things because that becomes the trip, right? That becomes the experience. And so I really like the self-reflection that she does in the show in the process about just what comes up when you travel.
Yeah.
There are a couple quotes. She says that she feels like she wants to be the poster child for living in your own skin
Hmm.
and that she's doing this to show that you can be yourself out in the world.
Mhm.
And she really doesn't shy away from the reality of loneliness, right?
Yeah.
Exploring loneliness and that is a part of being by yourself and that being a solo traveler, but also she talks a lot about being a single person who doesn't have children and what that means in her life and the joy that comes from that, but also the grief that can come from that. And I just feel like she's really looking at things holistically in a very vulnerable way, but in a way that we just don't see people doing very often, especially not a celebrity.
And I think this is why I really wanted my daughters to see it,
Yeah,
because of that comfort that she has and her call for women to live authentically,
yeah,
and that you don't need anyone and it's no one else's responsibility for you to take care of yourself and to be who you are. And I think that's such a great message, especially for young women who are, getting ready to live on their own.
yeah.
And I also loved how she shared the part of her when she was experiencing loneliness or sadness. But the reality is you could be with someone and still be lonely, like
Absolutely.
you
Yeah,
could have that sadness, you could have that loneliness even in a group. So those are feelings that can come up, especially when you travel. I feel like it could bring things up wherever you are.
yeah.
This reminds me, Malika, I don't know if I've talked about it. You'll tell me because you remember everything. But there's this SNL sketch with Adam Sandler, and he is a travel agent talking about taking a trip to Italy, and he's selling this amazing trip to Italy. But then, like halfway through the ad, he starts to say, "But if you're sad at home, you're
Yeah.
going to be sad
Yes,
on the trip. I
yes.
can't do anything about that. If you argue with your wife at home, you're probably gonna argue with your wife in Italy."
Yes, I have seen
Ah,
that.
it's such a good trip. Anyway, yes, those feelings can happen to anyone, even if you are solo, but I thought it was very brave of her to share them on the show.
Yes, I agree.
Something else that she uses as a staple, because I think it was in all of her trips, was a strap for her phone. And
Mhm.
her phone strap was fun. It was like a purple, kind of these balls. I don't know. It was a
Beads,
geometric
maybe?
beads. That's the name for them. They're round. I don't know. These like violet purple beads. It was so pretty and feminine, and she had that everywhere. And this is something that you were an early adopter on, a phone strap, and I just couldn't do it. But Man, she made the case for it. I'm rethinking
Do it.
it.
Do it. Do
Especially
it.
that one. It's jewelry. It's like jewelry
Yes.
that she wears. Really pretty.
Well, I think I learned about the original idea from Gretchen and Liz. They talk about I think it's called bandolier.
Yes.
And I got a knockoff one. And then I've iterated and like, there's one, I'll link it because I think it's so fun. My friend Sabina got it first. It's like a leather strap. It looks like a purse strap, but it just kind of elegantly goes onto your phone in a way that I haven't seen one go before.
Hmm.
But I did note her beaded phone strap, and I also was like, that is really stylish.
It's such a small choice, but it
Yeah.
makes a big impact, which
Yes.
is why she's a style icon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Any more takeaways, Malika?
Also on this style, like I loved her lipstick. She often had red lips or just brightly colored lips, even when she was sick or swimming, like her lips, they would stand out. And I think
Mm,
she had a lot of bright colors, brightly colored outfits, a lot of monochromatic outfits.
hmm.
There was some like very dramatic eyeliner for one meal she went to. And again, it's on this theme of dressing up and just like leaning into color and makeup as expression. She talked about her hair a lot. She has a line of hair care products that is kind of the reason for the show, maybe. It's
We should
like,
say that. She's selling her hair care products,
yeah,
but
they're featured.
it was pretty aggressive, but did not take away from the integrity
Exactly.
of the show, I will say.
And she did take out her hair in one episode. Like she took out her hair extensions,
Which was
which
a
was,
strange choice, wasn't it? Like,
I
the
wouldn't
girls
do
and
it
I
in
were
the
like,
middle of a trip. I would
Why, when you
never
have
do that.
a few days left, are you taking your braids out?" Which is the whole process. I mean, I'm glad that she's sharing the world what that process looks like, but it was just a strange choice to do it at that time.
Yeah, maybe that was so that she could use the products.
Maybe. Yeah.
I wouldn't think that was an organic thing either. As a Black woman, speaking
Yes.
from when you have your hair done on a trip, it's unless there's something goes wrong, you usually don't wanna take it out in the middle.
No, you get the vacation hair for the trip, for the entirety of the trip, and her hair looked fine. That's my expert opinion, and it was, like, such a big deal anyway, it
Anyway,
was an interesting choice, and she's selling her pattern hair care products.
yes. But I just liked her styling, I'll say.
Yes. Yeah, and it seems like she just does that herself. The girls were telling me that she maybe has worked with Pharrell, who
Oh,
designs for I can't remember, maybe Coach?
okay.
She just again, daughter of Diana Ross, so I
Yeah,
think she had access to and has a lot of experience with clothes, and it just looks so good on her. It looks yeah, she looked great.
yeah. There is one final takeaway. When she was at the resort in Mexico, she mentioned that the bar that she went to was on the list of the 50 best bars in the world. And I was
Oh.
like, "Ooh, what's that list? I'm gonna look it up." And
Mm.
so there is a list, and I think that would be a really fun thing to just have to, like, check in with when you travel somewhere. Like, is one of the world's best bars here?
That's really funny.
It feels like more approachable to get into a bar than a restaurant, like,
Mm.
and just yeah, accessibility-wise, like, in terms of price point
Yes.
and everything, like, you
Yeah.
could get a cocktail, splurge on a cocktail or a, appetizer at a bar, even if it's one of the world's best bars. But I just thought, "Wow, that's something to have in my back pocket."
That also seems like something I'm never gonna do, like, out of reach. I bet half of them are I mean, just the world is really big, and
The world is big.
50, that's not a lot. How many of them are in LA? Tell me
Not to go to
that.
all of them, but, like, if you happen to be so I'm looking at the list, there's one in New Orleans,
Oh,
you're
interesting.
gonna be there soon.
Okay.
This doesn't have to be your thing, I'm just saying.
You're right.
I was excited to buy
Your
it.
thing. I'm curious about, like, the 50 best coffee shops or
Right.
something else,
Sure.
but I get the concept. It's good, and it's like, yeah, all of this is about getting the most out of your travel as you
Yeah.
possibly can. Like, how can you get the most enjoyment out of these special moments. And I think she made a case for how to do that. I will say, even when she was sick and in her sweatpants, she was still proud of the choices that she made, the things that she packed, and
Yeah.
how she was comfortable and had the tools to take care of herself. She also made a case for sweatpants alongside her fancy shoes. I loved that. I hope she makes more of them. There's only 3. That
I do
not very
too.
many.
Well, maybe people will listen to this and watch it, and I don't know.
and then, and then something
Encourage
will
them.
happen.
Somehow there'll be a revolution.
Hopefully. Or maybe they just plan to do a slow release all the time and 6
Right.
more are coming. But yeah, I would watch the show. If someone else picked it up, I would watch it all day.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. And when we get back, we will do peaks and valleys.
Hey, it's Paris. You know, I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
We are back with peaks and valleys because in life, there are always peaks and always valleys. Today is an even episode, so Azizi, start us off with a peak.
So, speaking of travel, my peak is a little ritual that is taking place in my office, and that is bringing gifts back from travel for our small office pod. We have about 9 in our small pod, and one of my coworkers has always done this. And then slowly the others are doing it also because over the summer is vacation time. I work in a school, so this is when people usually take their time off and they might go away somewhere. And sometimes when they come back, they bring a little trinket, and it's just so fun. I love it. It says a little something about their trip, and it's just a nice little gracious gesture. And obviously, everyone knows I like to get things. I like gifts. Even if they are very, very small, it's just the gesture. So that's making me happy. I'm excited about that. That's my peak. And I'm also thinking about what am I going to bring when I go to New
But I was
Orleans?
going to ask, are you going to get gifts for everybody? It's like
Absolutely.
a souvenir, like the same thing for everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, one of my coworkers went to Armenia and brought back this bottle of hot sauce, and it was so funny because there's debate from different people about if it's actually hot or how hot it is or not
Hmm.
hot, and then it's actually Russian. It's actually
Oh, it's
via
not
Russia
Armenian.
when he looked, because he doesn't read Armenian, but he asked his wife to translate it, and she's like, "This is not Armenian," and so he asked his
Uh-oh.
mom who knew Russian. Anyway, it was a really funny story. So something small. So I'm thinking of maybe like a praline or I don't
Mhm.
know, maybe some hot sauce, something small. I can't do hot sauce. That was already done. I'll think of something else.
Fun.
What's your valley, Malika?
All right. This is like an e-commerce problem.
Okay.
But I think maybe we can chalk it up to pregnancy brain and now just like new parent brain.
Yes.
But several times I've bought something on Amazon,
Okay.
it's been delivered, and then I cannot find it
Oh,
later when I need it.
oh no.
And at least twice I've like needed the thing and I cannot find it in my house. So then I just rebuy it.
Wow.
Like, that's terrible.
That's
Like,
really bad.
literally throwing money away. I mean, they're not things that wouldn't be useful if I found a second one, but it's like my house is quicksand for the things that you need. And like, I think one iteration of this was not something I'd purchased. It's something that like we had from Indigo.
Right.
It was like a baby thing that I know we saved, but we just don't remember where we put it.
Mm,
And so we have to buy it again.
wow. Are these small things?
It's a combination. Nothing has been really big,
Right.
but it's like still frustrating. It's not how we should be using our money, you know?
Right.
And then another iteration of this is buying the wrong thing through Instacart and then not being able to return it,
Ooh, that's hard.
which, yeah, like the wrong diaper size. And then I'm like stuck with
You
these.
can return it. You just have to go to the store.
Well, they're kind of, it depends on who you talk to at Target.
Oh,
Like
really?
if it's from Instacart, if you bought it from the store, you can return it
Oh, that's
directly. But
fascinating.
it's like you can
Like a
sometimes get store
loophole.
credit. Yeah, it depends who you talk to.
Mm,
But anyway, this just the buying things twice is really what this valley is. I need to get a hold of that. Part of it is like buying things, not being able to put it away right away where it should go,
yeah.
and then assuming I'll be able to find it later, and then I just can't because there's so much
Okay, I don't
stuff
mean to laugh, but
everywhere.
as someone who's lived in your house for a while, and I've heard it's the mail processing that is
Yeah.
flawed. You need a mail processing department in your house that can process all the mail that comes in and then allocate it, or give
Yeah.
it to the right person or in the right direction. But it is like a mountain of packages, and those brown packages can easily get tossed with something still left in them or
Right.
stashed somewhere else. I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
I can see that. And it's interesting because I also think this has to do with your relationship to things, like to new things. When I get something new, I'm so excited that it has come in. I open it up immediately and it's like Christmas. I open the package. This is what I got. But you're like, I'll get to it later. You don't look for that same rush. You don't get that same rush of something new coming in.
I don't know. I mean, for some things, but most of what I'm buying is like utility,
It
you
doesn't
know?
matter, like the oat milk, the toilet paper,
Exactly.
whatever comes in, it's like, "Yay, it's exciting. It's come through our porch."
Yeah. Somebody talked about it wasn't this problem exactly, but I think it was a travel hack on Happier about like somebody was ordering stuff for a camping trip and they like had a staging area
Right.
and they put everything into these like giant bins.
Yes.
I think we need like, as you said, a mail processing zone
Yes.
where we open things and maybe everything stay there until they go to their final home.
Sure,
But
yeah.
you ordered something, it'll be in that spot.
Maybe like a rolling laundry cart that has 3
Oh,
sections
that's
in
a
it
good
or
idea.
something. You could just put the whole package in there when
Right.
it comes.
We shouldn't need this, but we
You know
do.
what? Doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about if you should or shouldn't need it. You do.
Yeah.
It's just all systems.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, Malika.
Well, well,
Schmopples, can we say that?
schmopples,
No,
kind of.
doesn't
It's
quite
not quite
apply
the
here.
right
We need another term for
definition.
this problem.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to the end. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I need to think about what little trinket I'm going to get for my coworkers. So I'll be
Mm,
thinking about that. What about you, Malika?
I really like Tracy Ellis Ross's lipstick. I'm going to think about putting lipstick on when I leave the house,
Ooh.
which is like never right now. But
You're literally not leaving the house. But you don't have to leave the house. You can leave
that's
put
true.
on lipstick around the bedroom
Just for
for
me.
Quincy. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description. If you like us, please rate, review, and tell a friend, and don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
You can find us on Instagram at happierladies and on the web at happierladies.com. All right, Malika, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Azizi. Bye.
Bye. I don't think you did.
I did. I said today we're discussing solo traveling with Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I spaced out.
Okay.
I was like, why wouldn't you say that part? Are you sure?
I'm positive. You can
Okay.
do it again. Let's just do it again. Okay.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.